I'm Brandon Genazzi, the musician of Gringo Soul, and I'm heading into Deep Ellum, a prominent neighborhood of Dallas, Texas, to speak with artist muralist Jim Bilgere.
It's cool if I can get this done. You can take it with you.
Hey guys, I'm Brandon Genazzi of Gringo Soul, sitting here with painter and muralist Jim Bilgere, currently residing near Dallas, Texas. And I just thought he's painted this beautifully colorful mural down here in Deep Ellum, so I thought I'd give him the opportunity to give him an interview and have him tell us a little bit about his new mural. Jim, how you doing?
Good. Thanks, Brandon.
Yeah, for sure. So, what brought you to this specific spot in Deep Ellum this time for this mural?
I had painted the mural in the restaurant across the street.
What street?
Elm Street.
Elm Street.
It's called Pepe's and Mitos, and I made a big Frida collar for the lady in there. I was just eating with her one day, and she asked me to do it. And I normally don't paint celebrities, but I was like, yes, for Frida Kahlo, I'll make an exception. Okay, I did that.
On the inside, right?
It's on the inside, yeah. And during that time, I also fixed the flowers on the outside. So I was doing that for them. And this Rudolph's Meat Market is right across the street.
That's where we are now?
Yeah.
Rudolph's.
And I was painting another mural in the church at Garland at the time. So we'll have to do that one and then I'll
Okay, so the theme is somewhat...
So it's about Prague. And it's sort of, and also Kafka from Prague and Metamorphosis, kind of, music and Czech, because they're musicians too.
The people in there that work in there?
Yeah, and his
Wow.
father, I think we're also, playing Czech music, and he plays rock and roll.
Okay.
But it's called Rudolph's Meat, and it's the oldest business, I believe, in Deep Ellum.
Speaking of that, how do you say your real name? Like, most people don't know that in America, but...
the way that you would say it is Bilgere.
Bilgere. Wow.
That's in a dialect of German, where the proper German is Bilgere. But the dialect, so it got switched. I found this out by finding my ancestors on tour, and I went and visited, and I go there all the time now to visit my family.
Interesting, but you go by Bilgere out here in the United States.
Yeah, I just say Bilgere because we used to say Bilgere. We thought we were French.
So, where else in Dallas do you have murals? Do you remember?
Of course.
Roughly how many are there, would you say? Since the beginning and perhaps still existing now?
Since the beginning, well, the first mural I ever painted in Dallas was at a place called the Skillman Street. It was a big painting about a musician about London. People loved it. People those. But in those days, I would do it just so I could get a ticket to go to Austria.
Okay. That's what you were saving up for usually back then?
I would make a painting. I still always do it. So then,
you had one down near Fair Park that was pretty big.
okay, that was called Sundaga. But before that, for years, I did a couple of murals for a guy that was one of the guys who revitalized the movement. Russell Hobbs had a club called the Prophet Bar.
Oh.
He opened a place called The Door.
I played at Prophet Bar once.
My first show of my paintings was at the theater down there. And he owned that club. That was 84 when I was showing him. So later on, he was opening these clubs called The Door, and he had me paint murals. And the one
was that the backside of Prophet Bar? Do you remember?
No, The Door was over here, close to where we are now.
Oh, okay.
And I painted the Grand Canyon. It was a coffee shop. And then he had me paint for him.
Had you been to the Grand Canyon, or did you
I
use
lived
pictures
at
as a reference?
There's murals I did. There's a mural I did still on the lodge at the Grand Canyon.
How exciting!
Also, if you walk to the bottom, you'll see one of my paintings in Phantom Ranch at the town.
Phantom Ranch.
Yeah.
And is that Utah? Where is the Grand Canyon?
Arizona.
Arizona.
Yeah. So I had been there. He knew that. And then so then I painted he opened a door club in Fort Worth. And I made a big painting of Jesus.
So he liked your work and continued to support you for many years. I asked the wrong question.
Yeah. I don't know what he's up to these days.
Really? No clue? No clue where he is?
I'm sure he's somewhere around.
Yeah.
Good having clubs. It wasn't like I hung out with him all the time. But
Yeah.
he would see me and have me do something, and then I would buy a ticket to go to Austria.
Okay.
That was the 90s.
Anywhere else you want to plug in DFW?
So Pepe's and Nitos, Mexican restaurant, across the street from here. There's a Frida Kahlo I painted. 2 blocks from here, there's a place called Ed W. Smith Sheetworks.
Oh yeah, that was one of your fairly recent ones, about a year ago.
Yeah, I did that because I was in New York when the pandemic happened and the COVID nightmare. Friends and sisters said get out of there and come back. So I was just walking around Deep Ellum knocking on doors.
Yeah.
I had painted the bathroom at the Deep Ellum Art Company. So I had their shirt.
Okay. Yeah, that's a popular music venue
The
that
bathroom
supports art.
And so I was going there because they were having. I thought they were going to close down. I bought this T-shirt because I was like, well, I got to, So then
Support 'em.
I ended up sitting back there with my paintings.
What paintings? You want to show a couple now? Like the little ones?
Well, that's to this mural. I'll show
Okay.
you.
Those are like
Sketches for the
sketches
mural.
to help you
You
create
guys
that.
showed the
To sell.
decide what we were going to. No,
Not to
he
sell.
already knew he wanted it.
Okay.
We were just trying to figure out what I was going to do. So this welding shop across from the Deep Ellum Art Company had an empty wall, and I knocked on the door, and I went, yeah.
They had a budget
Stop
for it
people
or whatnot?
Stop people from charging.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
So they had a budget for it, or already kind of hoping that knock would come eventually, and you showed up and they made it.
I don't know. They said they've been talking about it.
Okay.
Anyway, it's a place that makes filter gas and water.
Yeah.
I've never really.
It's very cool looking, very industrial style.
So it looks like one of the factories where they get any pictures.
Yeah.
Looks like one of the factories where they sell those things.
Okay.
So now this. Oh. Okay, where else? Spring Creek Church in Garland is my latest one before now, and it's called Every Kind of People, and it's a mural about all the people
In that community and area. And
that would come by at the church
Yeah.
while I was painting it. Different people and have a daycare center. As I painted,
that one's indoors, right?
yeah.
Do you prefer indoor or outdoor, or a little mishmash of both throughout your life? Or do you prefer
don't
one
care.
or the other? You're up for
I just
anything.
like to paint.
Yes.
I
Gotcha.
don't care. I like, every time it's sort of like a new adventure. It's like this time all the different people I've met.
that come by? Because this one has taken
About 6 weeks, I think.
6 weeks. Wow.
But this is like the 15th day I've actually worked.
15 days out of 6 weeks. Roughly
So
how many
climbing
people?
the ladder 3 or 4 days in a row, I'm tired and I have to.
Is there any way to halt a distraction? Like if you're focused trying to get something done, I know it's bad to look at it that way, but if people are coming by asking you questions and stuff.
Oh, I don't mind.
You don't mind? You prefer that, actually, it sounds like. Yeah, because they're attracted to it, right? So they see what's going on.
Well, this one, just today, there were 2 Canadians, and then I get to know them and ask, hey, where do you come from? And get to speak to some Canadians.
How cool.
Joke around. And yes, since I've been here, I've met Slovenians, Hungarians, 10 Hungarians that were doing a dance show at the Grand Prairie Music Hall. Ballet, and they recognized that this was about Prague, and because they were from Budapest, and so they were very excited. And, 2 Dutch today. And, also, I get to know all the street guys around. Sometimes I have to buy them shoes. There's all kinds of things.
Is there quite a few around here? I mean,
there's not a lot like other places, but they're around, and I know them.
Have you ever had to sleep outside, ever, in your career as a painter?
I've done it, but I never had to.
Okay. Wow.
I mean, well, back in the days, wake up, crawl
Covered
out
in
of jail.
paint.
Yeah, crawl out of jail, sleep under the bridge.
Okay,
It
go ahead.
wasn't by choice. I didn't have to.
Right. So you're not necessarily a person that lives on the streets sometimes or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
But I work on there, so obviously
You become part
who
of
do
it
I see
somewhat.
most of the time around here every day? Or when I was an artist in the French Quarter for a long time.
Down in New Orleans?
Yeah. And every day there's tons of tourists. And hopefully, 1 or 2 of them buys your paintings for the day.
They
Who sits there every day.
almost the same community of
Homeless
people?
guys.
Okay.
So
Do they put on more of a show there, like on their streets, than what we have in Deep Ellum? Like, does it feel like the Deep Ellum Arts Festival almost every day there, or a
Yes.
percentage of it? Not maybe that extreme, but
more so.
really?
Yeah, it's a non-stop circus all year round.
Ooh. It's got to be exciting, but quite demanding, I would imagine too.
You never know who the cool part about it is you never know who you're going to meet that day or where they come from. I met a personal assistant to Prince Charles and showed her where to go to be safe and use the restroom. And then, the next day I'm meeting a girl that's breathing fire that the police are trying to tell her
Yeah.
to get out, or a guy laying on nails. Or then the next, you never know.
Okay.
I met a lot of kind of people. Rock stars will be standing there watching, or movie stars. People, I don't watch television, but sometimes people have told me, oh, they're TV show guys.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks a lot. Do you want a painting? That's like in New Orleans, everybody.
When did you stop watching television? And is there
I
a
still
reason?
watch it with.
Hear it like a little bit, but you don't overdo it type thing?
I haven't watched it in 20 years.
Wow. Not even on your cell phone on occasion?
Sometimes when it pops up on Facebook,
Yeah.
I see a story.
Yeah.
I do see TV sometimes that way.
Okay.
But but before cell phones, I was stopped
You stopped
25 years ago, maybe.
25 years, wow.
Maybe it's not that I haven't watched it sometimes.
Yeah.
Like if I'm at my brother's house and the football game is on, I watch it. But I can't watch a whole football game.
Is there a reason you stopped? Did it get harder to watch movies in its entirety as you got older, like because it's too easy to get distracted, or did you feel it took away from your potential creativity or things
I'm
like
older.
that?
I just got sick of it. It was like not telling me anything.
Yeah.
And I would rather go walk around for like there's 3 hours watching a football game. I can make a painting.
Yeah.
Or I could go for a walk, or I could go to the grocery store. This is what I was in Arizona and there was a jacuzzi we were sitting down, and this guy, and I asked him, hey, had he seen this program? And he told me, I don't watch television. Oh, so television makes you an observer of life rather than a participant.
Took his word for it, and you sounds like you followed through. Wow.
But I mean,
And now you're doing
I
stuff
don't
like
have
this.
anything against it. It's not,
Yeah.
I just don't. I can't. I like to paint, and play music, and go hiking, and
Okay.
have coffee with my girlfriend.
All right. You've told us in Dallas where a few of your murals are. How does it feel? Has a mural ever been painted over, or something you put a lot of effort into that hopefully you were paid for? Maybe it doesn't hurt as bad if you walked away with a paycheck. But how do you deal with stuff like that?
No, it always sucks. Because I put my soul into it. And especially a lot of the earlier ones I did.
Hey, man.
The earlier ones I did. I didn't charge what I should charge.
Right.
So I could,
Yeah, you were
and
learning the ropes
Dallas
back
loves
then.
to paint over stuff. Dallas loves to knock down skyscrapers to put up a skyscraper that looks just like the last skyscraper. You know, so it's like, how do I feel? It sucks. But then I just got to go, well, it was there for 12 years, and a lot of people got
pictures.
married in front of it.
Wow.
My friends got to sell. And the one in Dallas recently was called Sundaga. My friend had a jazz club. He passed away, and new people have it.
Actually featured for about 3 seconds in my music video, Scrap It.
The dropping Hope wall, I made it a wall in Joplin, Missouri, in the tornado, called the Hope Wall. Everybody loved it. The second day, 3,000 people were out there. They flew me to New York to make a one in a park, which both the park got painted over too. So I just, what did I learn from all? I mean, I get upset for a couple of days. It's like, oh, wow. And other people have, but
Maybe it reminds you of...
temporariness of life.
Right, that's what I was going to
I have
say.
to get accepted to it.
Kind of
And then
relates
I
to
have other
nature.
murals that have stayed, you know, like at the Grand Canyon, on the edge of the Grand Canyon, there's
That one's still there.
still there. The ones I did in New York at this hotel called the Carlton Arms, where they're like family, they're my friends. And they're
So this is a hotel for artists, Carlton Arms.
hotel in New York City. It's like the whole each room is done by a different artist, and the staff is fantastic, like family.
How many weeks were you there?
Oh, I've been coming and going for
Oh, you can kind of...
20 years. Well, I've been doing work in there every time for a long time.
And you painted one awesome looking room in there, right? Where pretty much every square inch is wildly colored. Yeah. That-
And,
Speaking of that, where can people find your art, whether they want to browse photos just for fun or potentially buy something from you?
Instagram,
Oh, I didn't know you had that.
Jim_Bilgere. And also, there's a gallery in Dallas called Art on Main. Go. I don't know the exact address. It's in Old East Dallas, which is a cool neighborhood of Dallas.
Or do you have originals there or prints?
Originals.
Wow.
I've never made
Prints. Okay, I like that.
There's a few prints made of
Yeah.
some of the murals I did. I just never got around to it. I could.
I like the
My
real
paintings-
thing better personally.
Of course. A lot of people don't know the difference,
Yeah,
but the real thing is much more valuable.
exactly.
But and I did a lot of the real things. I got so many real things that I need to get people buying those before I make prints.
Yeah.
Or I should just start selling. I don't know. I have no idea.
I think you're doing it right, man. Whatever you're doing, it seems to be working. So props for that.
Just keep painting and don't die.
What What if people want a mural done? Where would they go, or how would they get a hold of you
Send
for
me a
that?
message on Instagram.
Instagram? Okay.
You can contact me for anything.
Very good.
Anywhere in the world. I think I told you about all the ones in Dallas last night.
Can I ask you guys a question? Are you,
Sure.
familiar with Deep Ellum, this area?
Yeah, a little bit.
Good. Okay. Do you know any romantic graffiti spots that me and my right here? Can me and my wife get some pictures right here?
Sure.
Sure.
I like to come and get married in front of my murals.
Wow, you weren't kidding.
Huh.
Have you charged for that in the past, or are you not like that? That's cool of you.
I never charged. I never made it after I paid whatever the person whoever had me do the mural paid me, and then I was done and I left.
You're happy with
But
that?
people would make as much in an hour doing photo sessions.
Yes, like the wedding photographers and whatnot.
They did that a lot. They would make as much as I got paid for 6 weeks. I just whatever. Like,
Yeah.
especially in Joplin, Missouri, or in Hopewell, they would do a lot of that.
Yeah.
And I didn't get paid anything. And I did that for the people. But that was the reason I did it. I did it because there was a terrible tornado, and it was to give positive energy back to the community growing.
Wow. So no payment, someone provided materials, and that was it for that
Nobody
one?
provided anything.
You did it
It
all.
was a disaster. We were just trying to change people's spirits in the middle of a disaster.
That's beautiful.
I also did that in New York during the last riot on all the painted boarded shops. I
Like
thought
in
it was-
2020-ish, or like a long
Yes.
time? Okay.
It had been
Recently.
sitting inside for 4 months, and then all of a sudden there was a protest, and then it turned into a riot, and they were smashing all the buildings. And I just sat there, and then I was like, well, I guess this is going to be the end of the world. I'm going to go around and tell people to love each other. So I was writing positive messages and painting flowers in Soho and the Bowery. But I always asked each time.
Yeah.
And I would like, be good to everyone, which was the last thing my mother said. The last request of me was
Of you.
be good to everyone.
Ooh.
I asked her to make me a promise. I promised Grandma. I kept the promise. What do you want? Because I knew my mom was dying.
Yeah.
The next week or two. She just looked at me. It's the last thing she said to me. Be good to everyone. So I wrote this on the Cooper's Union in the middle of the George Floyd rally. So that the people on the bus in New York during that time could get a little positive message.
I like that, man.
Because my mom was telling the world.
Yeah. Through you.
It's called the Cooper's Union.
Cooper's Union in New York.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you could see it from the bus. And then it got crazier and crazier. And my brothers and sisters here in Dallas said, get out of there, and they brought me back here.
When did you first attempt to go so big like this? And does it differ from smaller paintings? And did it take some practice when
It's
you
exercise.
first tried?
Exercise.
Because up
You
and
have to
down
go
the
stand
ladder
back.
so many times and whatnot? And
Yeah, and also, I mean, when it's bigger, you know, there's more space to let more things happen. I don't prefer a mural to a watercolor, though. I like watercolors just as much as I like a mural.
sure.
The first time I ever did it, you asked, I lived in Denton, Texas, and this guy had a place called Jackson's Pizza. And I would draw and do paintings of the musicians at the club at Jackson's Pizza.
Okay.
And yeah, there they are.
Was that near McBride Music Store by chance?
No, it was by Fry Street.
Fry Street, okay.
Anyway, he said he's opening a new Jackson's in Austin, and he wants me to come, and he gave me $500, and he said come. And he brought me to this club in Austin, and I painted like 5 walls taller than this, and I think he had a lid, and he just said paint whatever you want, and I made these crazy funky paintings inside, and that was the first time I ever did a big wall.
Wow. Well, before painting, how many jobs have you had, like in life? What kind of jobs have you
I've
done?
been painting, so I've been painting since I was 6.
Wow. But have you ever
I
had
won a contest in kindergarten, and it was all over.
really, and that gave you the confidence to kind of
No confidence. It just I knew what I wanted to do because maybe I got attention.
beautiful
I think that was the
attention in the right way.
Maybe.
Have you ever had any like real
I've had-
person jobs, like at a pizza place or like?
Real person jobs. I was
An
a bartender
office?
all over Dallas for years.
Okay, so you bartended,
I was waiter.
waiting.
I worked at the Neiman Marcus doing the windows.
Oh wow, the paint like little
Made the signs for the store.
signs for the stores.
Preston Wood.
Okay,
I knew that guy, Stanley Marcus.
okay.
He knew everybody that worked for him.
If you hadn't become a painter, what do you think you'd be in life? Any idea? Have you ever thought about that? If you weren't a painter,
I think I would be a CEO of a major corporation.
Wow.
Where I just have to answer 2 questions a day and make millions of dollars. That's what I would do.
Love it.
But otherwise, I don't think there's any openings that would accept me, so
Okay.
I'll just be a painter.
Too colorful? Just kidding. Let me see here.
I don't know. I mean, when I was younger, I thought about being a fireman. I said fireman.
Cool, man. Sitting down here with Jim Bilgere, Dallas artist, muralist, and painter. He also enjoys making music too in his spare time. Jim, I had a question for you. Do you have any advice? What's the best way an artist should handle criticism? None of us seem to like that, but you've been doing this many, many years. Do you have any advice for how to handle criticism? And does it differ much from praise in reality? Or are they kind of on the same sphere and we just get it backwards sometimes? Or, you know what I mean?
Praise is always nice. Criticism sometimes depends on how it's given. If it's given in a positive way, you can grow from it.
Good point.
Praise is nice, makes you feel good, but you can't necessarily grow from it. We need it. If nobody likes our stuff, that sucks. Why would we keep doing it?
Right.
But
It's not like you do this just for you. A big part of it is, but there's that other element. You saw how people responded to it.
Right, and that's what's cool.
Let's see here. To most ordinary folks, a common question, like when you first meet someone when you're dating or whatnot, a lot of people want to know, hey, what's your favorite color? Is that an important question in life for people who aren't artists? And how does that question pertain to you in importance?
My favorite color is every color. So I don't know. If it's an important question to some people, maybe so. There was an artist guy in Austria that loved white, color white. His wife had to wear all white clothes every day. He wore white clothes every day. All his paintings were only white. Everything was white. It was like a rule. It happened. So apparently he likes that color.
Gotcha.
If you call it color, some people don't say white to be a color, but that was his thing. That was his statement. I like every color. So I don't
So
believe
you make the best out of all of
I
it.
can't say I have a favorite. Maybe sometimes I might have a color I prefer to wear as a shirt or jacket.
But you can't limit yourself to one favorite color as an artist doing
A lot of times this one has a lot of blue. I like blue.
many shades of
Blue
blue
makes
too,
me
right?
feel good, yeah. It has a lot of other colors as well.
You didn't
I would
understand
say-
the Picasso blue period too much then?
I understand it.
Well, you said it makes you feel good. It wasn't for him, it was more of a depressive color. I think that's what that theme or time period season was about.
He might have been depressed, probably. I'm sure he's a human being. Artists are human beings that feel. They make it more.
All right.
Telling everyone.
I think I have one more question for you. I certainly can't say I'm a fan, but what do you think about this new outbreak of technology regarding AI art? And do you think it's going to remain purely digital, or do you think one day someone's going to invent machines to do murals such as this? Like I said, I'm not a fan. It's pretty impressive, but I don't like
I
looking
liked
at
it when I
that.
first saw it. Oh, that's cool. But and the more and more they do it, it's like computerized drums on songs, it's not the same as a real drum. So a real painting has a human being, and human beings are going to be like in need of human feeling, because that's what we are. It's like I listen to the computer, try to get advice about stuff, and then I find myself listening to advice about relationships or friendships given to me by a computer-generated voice. Oh wow, okay, all right. I'm glad that.
Yeah, let me listen to your circuit
computer
boards.
The computer was able to tell me that I should ignore people and then they'll like me better. That's the stupidest
Play
thing.
hard to get.
Yeah, well, it's stupid, Well, maybe that works for people. I don't know. It seems to me that like people who should. Anyway, I'm just saying, this computer stuff, it's too much. If I go to Walmart, I go to the cashier. I don't need the self-checkout. I'm not in that big a hurry. I want to give a human being a job. Agreed. See, I saw a thing recently. So it's the same thing I feel about this. It's like, but if all that people do is sit at a computer all day long, to them, they could look at a photograph of a mural, or they could look at that. To them, it's all the same because they never go anywhere anyway. They just sit there and look at their computer all day long. So, but when you're in front of a big mural or a real painting in the museum, you get to feel the human being's soul. That the computer can't do that. But
Amen to that.
most people, whatever, for the people that only look at computers all day long, they need art too, so maybe it's good for them.
Good point.
I just can't.
Hopefully they won't stick to just that, but maybe it helps get them through the day sometimes.
Whatever gets you through the night, like the Beatles say. So if that does, then cool. So in that way, okay, it's not for me.
Yeah.
I grew up playing in the woods.
What area of what state were those woods in? You remember? Alabama. Wow.
Kansas, Louisiana.
Do you think getting everything you want would be awesome, or is that something to be somewhat apprehensive or fearful about?
I think everyone should get everything they want, actually. I don't know what everything you want means. If it means, spiritual, emotional, yes, I would like that.
Good point.
But who knows, once you got that, I don't have a whole lot of material wants. Although, a few, I've had, but, not really. Just, a house in the Mediterranean.
How many more paintings do you think are in you? Or do you just excrete this stuff almost like if I took a tube of paint and just... Is this like in you somehow and it just manifests out? Like roughly how many more are in you?
Hopefully a lot. I'm
Infinity.
hoping to live to be 100.
Gotcha.
40 more years. Paintings.
And lastly, for this segment, do you want to say something else? I can go.
Well, it's like this painting. Oh, look, I had no idea what it was going to be, but I made these sketches for my friend whose shop it is.
In order to show him your ideas for this
I was
mural?
sketching for a couple months at cafes,
Okay.
and so I was painting about Prague and Czech and ideas. Austria. This is my friend's place in Austria. Where there's a mural there I did. It's in the castle.
I like that one. That's awesome.
This one. This is Prague. So I just kept doing different. And I showed my friend and see like these. This is kind of. And he told me which ones he liked. I put them together.
Very good. And he green-lighted the project thereafter. I would have as well.
And then, so this painting is sort of a compilation of the these sketches, which I did in 2 months at cafes.
Very good. Thank you for showing us,
Here's
walking
the one
through.
I really liked.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's the one you can see. That if you
Where's
look
that one on here? Oh, right there.
behind me?
Yeah.
Now look behind me.
Oh, okay. Part of the
See, there's
downspout.
the bridge, guitar, face smoking, and the piano. So that's the main, and that was the one he really liked.
All right. Thank you for walking us through all those. Lastly, for while you're sitting down, before you walk us through the mural, do you have any advice for younger, upcoming artists who are purely amateur, but just really want to end up doing something like you're doing? Like they want to give it their all, and
Anything or painting?
painting, artistry, just art in general, not music, not
Make
acting.
your art and be focused on being as good as you can be on your
Craft.
art, your craft, and don't focus on the money. Focus on being good at what you do, because your chance to make money will come.
Very good. Sitting here with Jim Bilgere. He's going to wrap up the seat sessions, and next he's going to walk us through the mural. Speaking of that, what did you decide to call this mural?
Metamorphosis, after the Kafka story. Franz Kafka was a writer in Prague. This is a Czech-owned business.
Very good.
And
So it
its,
fits.
Message is sort of about Czech and music, but in a funky kind of deep Ellum kind of way, so people don't necessarily see it only specifically.
Speaking of music, who's this character down here?
There's Bob. Bob's playing his piano on the Charles Bridge.
Is he kind of a neighborhood icon or
Yes.
figure?
You know him.
Yeah, I know him. Bob, so you're on that mural for Jim Bilgere? Wow, that's pretty cool. He put you on there, and then you walked by. All right, well, we'll put you in the video. Awesome. Thanks for being in it.
So here's John Lennon, because in Prague they have a wall called the John Lennon Wall, where people come from all over the world, and it's about 3 times longer than this, and they paint whatever they want. And so my friend here, he said he wanted to do something that was kind of like the John Lennon Wall, but more of a mural. So this painting is sort of like that. So it's kind of started off with the painting of the Charles Bridge there and John Lennon up there. And on this, there's a guy holding the building in Prague. They have statues like this. Here's the infant Jesus of Prague, or otherwise baby Jesus of Prague. And I kind of put him floating right there. There was a terrible shooting this last couple months ago, right at that same spot. So I'm sort of saying a prayer blessing that spot.
Nice.
I had walked by that spot a few months ago, right where this happened. And so this is the Charles Bridge. And down here, I was thinking of this truck. They have these little dolls that come inside, smaller and smaller and smaller, coming from Czech.
It's almost like a toy or a...
Yeah, it's a Czech thing. It's an old wood doll.
That's highly detailed right there.
People will know. So there's that part in the statues on the bridge. And then there's a guy playing saxophone. Music piece. This is a bird for, I think, his wife's father or grandfather. One of the
Relatives.
person of the family. They asked me to put a cardinal in there for him because he represented him when he passed away.
Oh, okay.
Here's sort of a lady friend in Prague blowing bubbles in front of the clock, the famous clock.
This is a famous clock in Prague.
Prague, it's the oldest astronomical clock in the world.
Wow.
People come from all over the world to see this famous clock. So I'm almost done with that. I still have a few more things to do, but I did a lot today. I put all these different numbers and they're written in different ways. So that's what that is. And then this bottle, I kind of just made it up and it's got bubbles. And the title right there of the music and a little guy that's turning into an insect, like the metamorphosis story. Oh, and the sky. The sky has lots of fireworks because every New Year's Eve, and I've done it, been able to see it a couple times. The whole city is doing fireworks for like 4 hours. It's the most fireworks show I've ever seen in my life. And it's
Wow.
really cool. And so that's sort of why.
Up there with July 4th?
More.
Wow.
More.
You even painted the sides of the chimneys. That's awesome.
Yeah, I did that. The front here with a long roller on a pole, and climbed up there, up this ladder as high as I could. I was too scared to go around, and I couldn't. And my friend was putting these stars. He made these stencils and put stars in, and also the musical notes.
Very cool. That really helps it pop. Wow, is that a skeleton near the clock? What's that about?
Yeah, the clock has different figures. I'm not done. There's 2 figures on each side of the clock, and I think there's more all around.
Okay, very good.
Let's
keep going.
Got to put more. Someone playing the violin, and a rose, just because it was Valentine's. Down here's the earth, and a piano that turns into a dragon for the year of the dragon. Dragon and snake kind of guy. So there's a violin player, clarinet.
Guy hanging from an umbrella.
That's a sculpture in Prague. When you're walking down the street, you'll see this. I still got one more I'm putting over here. There's a guy, Freud, but I just didn't get. I just got started. He's also hanging on the same. You'll be walking down the street in Prague and you'll see in the sky a sculpture.
Wow.
There's me and my girlfriend dancing.
Is she the one still out there?
Here is a man,
Quite a metamorphosis.
and then the sun, kind of coming into the night.
Is that some sort of the red figure up there, lion crest or something?
Yeah, that's the Czech symbol.
Check.
That's their country. And then this blue is just kind of a figure to make it.
Very cool. And if people want to see this in person, where do they come? What street in Deep Ellum?
I think this is Main Street over there.
Main Street. Okay.
But the Rudolph's Meat Market is on Ellum Street.
Kind of across from All Good Cafe.
Behind. Yeah.
The backside of Rudolph's.
Exactly. That's it.
Thank you, Jim, Bill. Thank you, Jim. We really appreciate you walking us through your metamorphosis painting here. So how do you get home from here?
I'll take the train.
Take the train? Wow. Is it a long ride for you? Do you bring the cart on the train?
No.
Okay.
That's his card. When I'm done, it's going to be all painted up, so he'll have a cool card. But it was nice when he got it because I was just carrying the supplies inside, back and forth until we do that.
All right, guys, this is Jim Bilgere, Deep Ellum, Dallas, Texas, February 26, 2024. And I'm Brandon Genazzi of Gringo Soul Music. Thanks for joining us.
Nice.
Thank you, Jim. We really appreciate you walking us through your metamorphosis painting here. Yeah, that looks perfect. See your whole body except your feet. And this is just a test to see if we're good.
Put my feet. I got this cool song.
Oh, cool.
I'm just joking.
No, we'll get them at some point.
No.